Hello, everyone.
God, bro.
Oh, yo, what is this? Is this a family reunion or something? Who are you guys, my parents? Compose yourselves. Somebody's got to be the disappointment in the family. I may not be the woman you guys wanted, but I am the woman who stepped up to the plate. Hello guys, welcome back or welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Mia Dio. How are you guys doing? Yes, I am still posting on the internet. So sorry. I had a really rough year, okay? I gained a lot of weight. I wasn't really recognizing who I was in the mirror. I forgot who I was. And because I forgot who I was, I decided to put in motion my plan for world domination, which I will show you right now. Give me a second. You guys see this from here? A few months ago, I wrote down my plan for world domination. You know what? I've been told my whole life that I can't be a Disney princess because I haven't struggled. Did you guys not just see that? Anyway, my plan for world domination. Ignore my handwriting. I'm just really smart, so I have a doctor's handwriting because I'm basically a doctor. No, I'm not. I'm not a doctor. No one take my advice. Number 1, lose 10 pounds. Number 2, go blonde. Number 3, Botox and threads. And I'm happy to announce that I have achieved all of these things on this list. And people say that women don't get shit done. So I got it done, and I'm gonna tell you guys how I did it. You guys are probably looking at the title of this and being like, what does she do now? Oh my God, I did more things. Yes, I did. I did a lot more things to myself. Right now, I'm gonna start off with what you guys came for. In the beginning of July, I got a facelift. I'm 23 years old and I got a facelift. It's not my first time doing it, but wait, there's more. This is a non-surgical facelift procedure done with PDO threads. What does that mean? They slide threads underneath your skin that have hooks in them, pull your face back, and get rid of any marionette lines, basically giving you a facelift. The results are not permanent. They last somewhere between 5 to 6 months if you take care of them. I also got a full face of Botox, if you guys haven't noticed. I'm actually smiling right now. You just can't tell because my face does not move. I'm just kidding. I definitely can move my face, just very limited, but yes. And I'm gonna walk you through what I did, why I did it, and the results, because I took pictures and videos all along the way. And before we begin, I need to sit down. So I'm gonna sit down and then we're gonna have this conversation like adults. I'm sitting down now. Let's have this conversation. I would like to preface this video by saying that there are a lot of fake things about me. My teeth are fake. These are fake. My face clearly doesn't move. My lips, fake. My nose, fake. You know what? These glasses, fake. But you know what they all have in common? They make me look sexy. That is my own opinion. I understand that not everyone is going to be attracted to me. That's okay. Not everyone has expensive taste. I'm just playing with you guys. Over a year ago, I posted a part 1 of this video. I was ugly until I spent $30,000 on a new face, whatever. It's at 2 million views on YouTube. That's crazy. A lot of people hated me for that video. A lot of people loved that I was being honest about it. Quite frankly, I don't care. I'm just speaking my truth. But one of the biggest mutually agreed upon sentiments on that video was she looks good now, but what if she does more? What if she takes it too far? Will we get pillow face Mia? And I would like to answer with no. I have done more things to my face, but how do I look? How do I look? Do I look scary? Don't freaking answer that. Spit on that thing. Sorry, that was my Zin. I'm getting a new one. All right, there goes my gums, but clearly I don't care about myself. I love you so much. I would give you the world. Tell them that you wouldn't trade me for a chicken nugget. In order to complete my plan for world domination, I had written down that I wanted to get Botox and a thread lift done once again. So in the first week of July, I stopped by Dr. Ron Miami's office. That's a name that if you guys watched my previous video, you guys should remember. Dr. Ron is my maintenance man. If a face card were a credit card, he would be, what would he be? He wouldn't be the fraud department, because he's helping me commit fraud, because I don't look like this. He would be that company that you go to fix your credit. And that's exactly who he is to me. I hit him up and I told him that I was gonna do this video again, so I wanted him to do his worst, actually do his best. His med spa is located in Brickell, Miami, and he just opened one in New York City on 5th Avenue. If you guys are interested in his services, hit him up. I'm gonna let you guys know what he did and how much it costs. I roll up to this med spa and he has the laughing gas ready to go. Threads could be painful. I'm not gonna play with you. There's something going underneath your skin and pulling your skin back. Of course, that's going to be painful. But he helps you not feel anything at all by prepping you with anesthesia, with lidocaine, and with laughing gas as soon as he starts the procedure. Did it change my voice? Yeah. If I didn't have that laughing gas, I probably wouldn't be standing here today. I would be still crying. Probably not. Don't listen to me. I embellish things so much. This is what we're working with. All right, guys, I want you guys to say hi to the man, the myth, the legend, Dr. Ron. Woo woo. I like to call him Mattel because he just makes Barbies all day.
We organize the volume here a little bit.
Okay.
So you're gonna get your nice cheekbones. Your master's a little bit wide, and this could be a little bit more tucked in. So we're gonna pull this in, tuck this in, and lower the width of the masters to give you a more angular look.
Nice.
And then of course some Botox here.
Oh yeah.
Here we go.
I also asked him questions that you guys asked me in my last video, but I didn't know how to respond to them because I'm not a doctor. So what are your thoughts on someone being like 23 and getting Botox quote unquote regularly?
Not everybody really needs Botox at that age. Some people have a propensity of having strong forehead lines and glabellar lines, and so those people you may want to do Botox maybe once a year, once every 6 months, just to kind of prevent lines from being formed. The younger people typically don't need that, but as they get older, if you tend to start forming lines early, then you should do Botox. I know a lot of people had questions on muscles atrophying and maybe like giving the look of being tired or looking older when you're older. If you see that when people have Botox for like decades, because Botox eventually will weaken the muscle and atrophy. That's why we're doing Botox here is to atrophy or shrink the muscles of your masters. Mm-hmm. It's also good for people who grind their teeth, people with TMJ, people with migraine headaches. Oftentimes get benefit from Botox. People
don't know how often that I get Botox, but how often would you say that I come in to see you?
About every 6 months, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're young, you really don't need a lot. It's more for maintenance and prevention, but I think principally for you is to control the TMJ and the masters.
Yeah.
So a lot of people who flinch at night, they should get it more regularly. We'll start mapping out the face.
Great.
We'll start numbing in some areas topically before the threads, and then we'll proceed with Botox, and then we'll start with the threads.
Okay.
Going for the master. Okay.
It's just a little pinch. Gave me some masseter Botox to slim down my jaw. This to me is one of the most important things. It just are you drinking my water? We are one. I brush his teeth every day. You can't say the same about your boyfriend. Stop judging me. So he went ahead and gave me Botox. He gave it to me in my forehead, around my eyes. He also gave me Botox over here so I'm not moving my face too much so these threads last longer.
And now he's gonna start to numb my face. Disclaimer, if you're not good with needles, you're probably not gonna be good with these videos. So at this point, I'm just feeling some minor discomfort because I'm not fully anesthetized. But as soon as the anesthesia kicks in, it'll be smooth sailing. So now we're gonna begin with threads. Pay attention to the back of my ear. He's putting everything through the back of my ear. After he pushes it all the way through my cheek, he takes it out, and now we're left with that little thread. For the next step, he's gonna tie and cut them, and then bandage me up.
Now I'm gonna show you what I looked like right before this procedure. Now I'm gonna show you guys what I look like right after, because I looked a little crazy. Obviously there's gonna be swelling and there's gonna be bruising because you just got a lot done to your face. All right, so we got merch, we got swagged out, we got glammed out, and he also gave me this. This has like my aftercare instructions, ice packs, anti-inflammatories, antibiotics. Am I missing anything?
You got it all.
I got it all?
Oh, you got it all.
And it's in a cute little stylish little bag. It looks like I just went shopping. And for people that were wondering, how much would you charge for something that you did to me?
Well, coming through mid-face and lower neckline, but it starts around $3,500.
You heard it here, $3,500. Don't come here if you're broke. But it is an investment if you want to marry rich, or if you already have that rich husband, drag his ass over here and be like, don't you miss what we had when we were young? We can bring that back. I also went with my sister-in-law because she gave me my nephew, so she deserves the world. Laughing gas. Hello. Just a crazy Saturday at the med spa, am I right, girls? See, the before and the during healings were scary, but this is now my after. It is currently July 24 as I am filming this, so it has been a couple weeks since my procedure, and this is how we're doing. I just feel like I'm back. This is how I like to look, guys, so suck it up. You get pillow face from filler because you're adding volume. Thread lifts, you are taking away volume. So why does it look like my cheekbones are higher? It's because all of the fat down here was threaded up and back away, so I don't have to think about it for the next 5-6 months. But then people ask me, why don't I just get my buccal fat removed? remove buccal or buccal, however you pronounce it. It's because it's gonna make you look older when you are older. I do need volume in my face when I'm older, and I would prefer for it to be natural. I would prefer for it to be my actual cheek fat that keeps me looking youthful. All right, so I posted on my story an hour ago that I was making this video, and you guys left me questions. So someone asked me, did you made something with jaw? So did I do something with my jaw? Yes, I got jaw Botox, and the threads were put in behind my ear so there's no visible scarring, there's no visible entry point, and it just grabbed this and snatched it back. And when you get jaw Botox, it slims down your jaw because you have a muscle here called the masseter muscle. Okay, so let's do an exercise. Let's bite down really hard. I can't really do it because I have Botox, but you can do it. If you bite down really hard, you feel a muscle protrude right here. It makes your face look wider. That's why it's popular with like looks maxing, that like men are like working it out because they want a more masculine jawline. That's the problem. That muscle, if it gets too big, it gives you a masculine jawline. Masseter Botox is something that I stand by and I love. When you put Botox in, you're letting your muscles atrophy. So if you don't take breaks from Botox, you can get jowls. So you can get like skin that like hangs here and your face can just maybe look older. Dr. Ron has me do like 6 months on with Botox, 6 months off. So my muscles aren't completely atrophying because I do give them time to recuperate and come back before I go in for my next session of Botox. The next question is, which surgery hurt the most? So out of all of the things I've done, I think that my chest hurt the most, but not because it was painful, but because I didn't have anything before and I put a really large implant in. So I felt that someone was sitting on my chest for weeks, and that was extremely uncomfortable. So that's why I say it's the most painful one, because it was just the most uncomfortable, if I'm being completely honest. I was feeling my chest stretch out, but now they just kind of feel like they're a part of my body and they give me no issues. I can do a push-up, I could do whatever. Even like a year after getting my breast augmentation, I could not do a push-up because it just hurt. So I think that maybe like the breast augmentation was the biggest inconvenience to me as far as surgery goes. Next question is, any regrets? Which procedures would you have done if you weren't an influencer? Would you let your hypothetical daughter do this much plastic surgery? If you woke up tomorrow with no plastic surgery and all the money back from all those procedures, would you do these procedures with that money or do something else with the lump sum of money? Sorry, these are quite personal. Hope that's okay. They may be personal, but I don't care. I like being an open book and I like talking about my personal stuff and airing it out. So what procedure would I have maybe not gotten done if I weren't an influencer? I probably wouldn't have gotten a thread lift if I weren't an influencer, if I'm being completely honest, because I wouldn't have even known about it. The main reason why I found out about the whole thread lift and Dr. Ron in general was because other influencers that I knew were posting about him. So if I weren't an influencer, I wouldn't have known these influencers and I wouldn't have gotten influenced to go to him. Would I let my hypothetical daughter do plastic surgery? Now, I do think it's hypocritical to allow myself to do some things, but then draw the line at my children. But I do think that there needs to be a conversation about why they're doing these things. Are they doing these things because I did it, or because social media is doing it, or what? But if they were old enough to make that decision for themselves, the best thing that I could do is point them to professionals that aren't going to botch them. And on top of not botching them, keeping it conservative so they don't end up with pillow face or don't end up with all of these modifications that they didn't necessarily need. I would want done to them what I did to myself, as far as I still do look like myself, just better. I have not lost that sense of self. I recognize myself when I look in the mirror. And I think that's very important, especially for mental health, that you don't get like an imposter syndrome. So yeah, I do think I look like myself. I just look like myself, but better. So back to the question of, if I woke up tomorrow and I had all the money back and I didn't get anything done, would I do the same thing all over again? The answer is yes, I would do it all over again. I don't have any regrets when it comes to anything that I've gotten done. I've also had no negative complications from it. I'm not permanently disfigured because of anything that I've gotten done. I'm just satisfied with the results. People say that money doesn't buy happiness, but it definitely can help you buy the things that you need to feel confident. So I stand by my decision because the way that I feel about myself is priceless and I feel great. So the next question isn't necessarily about my procedures, but it is, hey, so out of curiosity, how differently have you been treated since your transformation? People say there's tiers of pretty privilege. Is it true? Because even I get treated drastically different with and without makeup, and I love this question. Let me tell you guys about it. It is true that people treat you differently. On a superficial level, and this is gonna sound really bad coming out of my mouth, but I stand by everything I say. On a superficial level, it is not a secret that society places value over women that are attractive versus not attractive. If you're not attractive, they assume that you maybe are making money or you're doing well for yourself and you're grinding. And then people think that just like pretty girls get it easier because they're beautiful and things come easier. Being pretty has its advantages. And as someone who used to be overlooked and now I call more attention and I have more of a positive response from the opposite sex, not even the opposite sex, from just people in general. I live in Puerto Rico, so people here are really friendly and like they'll come talk to you, joke around, you know, people here are really social and I really like that. But upon moving to Puerto Rico, it's not uncommon for me to leave my house and maybe go to a grocery store and have like an old lady come up to me and tell me that I am beautiful and that where am I from? Am I like Ukrainian or something? And I'm like, no, I'm Cuban. And that does make me feel really nice, but I'm just like not like used to, I'm just like not used to like people coming up to me and being like, you're so pretty. And it may sound narcissistic to say out loud, but this is a real experience that I have on a daily basis. I leave my house and people compliment my looks a lot. I like it. I do like it. Men are more likely to do things for me as well, which is something that I've noticed. Like for example, like if I go like pick something up at a store and it's like really heavy, like I'll just have like a guy like rush over and just be like, I got it, ma'am. Like, don't worry, like I got it. It could also be the fact that I live in Puerto Rico and things are a little bit more traditional here. Like they see a girl struggling with something like heavy and like men will step in. So back to the idea that I had that it's like if you're not pretty and people just assume that maybe you just like are focusing on your career or something, even if that sounds really messed up, the inverse also happens, that when you're beautiful, people think that you don't have much going on, or maybe you don't need to have much going on because it's just like you're beautiful. What else do you want? In the grand scheme of things, that con isn't really that negative because I like when people underestimate me and then find out about my accomplishments through someone else, because I'm not gonna sit here and tell them everything that I've done for myself in my life. I almost play into that sentiment a little bit by saying that I'm unemployed and like I don't really have much going on, which that's not the case at all. I'm doing extremely well for someone my age and I'm definitely very grateful for that. But then that also ties into like, why am I doing well for my age? Am I doing well for my age because I am conventionally attractive on social media, because that's what I do for a living? I do social media. Like, would people still receive me the same way on social media if I wasn't perceived the way that I am perceived, if I'm not beautiful? I make a lot of content, satire content about like marrying rich and about only dating rich guys. So when people look at me, they just assume that fits the bill because she is this blonde hair, big chested bimbo just doing bimbo things, and that's all that there is to her. I'm in a really happy long-term relationship, but when I was single and I was dating, let me talk to you about what dating apps are like for someone that's like conventionally attractive. Every man that I swiped right on me. I almost expected that. I was like, okay, so eventually we're gonna match and whatever. But then you have to be weary about what people's intentions are with you, because do they want you for one night or are they interested in seeing if you have any depth? When people get too distracted by the superficial and what's on the outside, maybe they don't care to know about what's on the inside because they're just satisfied. They're just like, okay, she's pretty. I don't care what she does for a living or what her personality is like. She's pretty, we can go on a date. Which again, I'm not complaining about any of these things. Like, I don't want it to come across as me complaining. I'm just being honest. Pretty privilege is real, and I have been treated extremely different. I've been on both ends of the spectrum. I've been someone that's been overlooked, and then I've been someone that calls a lot of attention. I would prefer to call a lot more attention than to be overlooked, because I didn't feel great being overlooked. I kept comparing myself to other people and wondering like, why not me? Like, why wasn't I the one that was getting picked? Because I know I have all of these things to offer, but why is it that I am not on the top of someone's list when they would be on the top of mine? So maybe it is a sad story of the ugly duckling who wanted to be a princess or swan so bad that she was willing to change her appearance almost kind of drastically a bit. I mean, I still look like myself, but the changes were kind of a lot in order to be seen as myself in relationships, online. People like beautiful people, and I wanted to be liked. If I weren't an influencer, I probably wouldn't have ever gotten these things done. No. So the next question is, do you think a nose job can truly change your whole appearance more than any other procedure? And I think yes. Definitely happy I started with the nose job. And I do think it changed my face the most out of everything that I've gotten done. That and lip filler, of course. Of course. I think lip filler also changed my look up. For sure. Do you recommend plastic surgery to people? Okay, this is a loaded question. I have really complex thoughts about this. Maybe it's not that complex. Maybe I'm just an idiot. I believe that if you have an insecurity that you've struggled with your whole life and it has something to do with, like, let's just say you have like a hump on your nose that you hate, and every single time someone takes a picture of you, you want to edit it or you want to pose from a different angle, and it is a huge inconvenience to your life. You hate looking at yourself in the mirror because you have this bump, so you try to look at yourself from a distance. That was me. That was me with the tip of my nose. And yes, I maybe could have gone to therapy and like learned to accept it and like learn to love myself. But I also didn't want to spend so many years trying to learn to love myself when I knew that there was just like a quick fix where I could just like get rid of the thing that bothers me. So I got it done and it made me happier. I don't want to go ahead and tell you guys to just get everything that you want done because like I did a lot of research. I knew exactly what I wanted going in. I found a surgeon that was conservative enough to like help me look like myself but better. So there are a lot of steps that you have to take in order to be safe because surgery, guys, it's a big deal, and I'm not going to downplay it. Getting stuff like this done, like, it's a big deal, and it's not for everyone. I didn't want to spend the rest of my life wondering what if, so I just did it. And that might be jarring for a lot of people, but I'm happy. And I like the way that I look. And I'm standing up for this next part because I wanted to talk to you guys face to face. When I became a social media influencer, I didn't do it to become an influencer, I did it to create content. I love my job and I love creating content, but I never really understood the power or influence I have over people's actions. I'm 23, my frontal lobe is slowly but surely coming together, fully forming. So I just want to put on the record that I think that people should have the autonomy to do with their body what they choose. I don't have any tattoos that are permanent on my skin, but I have done body modifications in the form of plastic surgery and cosmetic enhancements. I do recognize that these things that I've done to myself are for the rest of my life, and as of right now, I don't have any regrets, so I can't tell you guys that I regret anything. I can't do it. What I can tell you is that there was a lot of steps that maybe I missed before going under the knife. I probably should have been in therapy. I probably should have talked about why I'm so insecure. I maybe should have had a more honest conversation about myself as to why I wanted to be more conventionally attractive. Let's have this conversation together. If you're considering any of these things, why is it that you want to change yourself? Is it because a partner told you that you weren't pretty enough? If that's the case, not worth it. Is it because a family member told you that you weren't pretty enough or there was something wrong with you? If that's the case, not worth it. Because you shouldn't do these things for other people. You should do them for yourself, for your own personal happiness. Everyone around me told me not to do it. My parents, my family, my friends. So then I tried to just be happy for a while and it didn't work. So then I got the nose job. I got the breast augmentation. I got the teeth done. And I will say that now I don't have any issues with the way that I look. I love the way that I look, but it also made me realize that maybe some of my issues weren't about the exterior. We know what the stars of Hollywood look like, and I just wanted to be that person because I wanted to be famous. I hate saying it out loud. Maybe I did get plastic surgery for external validation, subconsciously, because the whole time I was telling myself that it was just for me. They say that comparison is the thief of joy, and I agree. I'm not perfect. I am not a role model. I don't want to be a role model. No one should look up to me. I'm sure you've wiped things off the bottom of your shoe that are better than me. But if there's one thing that I'm gonna stay true to is always being honest, even if it makes me uncomfortable. Did beauty fix all my problems? No. Did it make my life easier? Yes. Did it ultimately help me get closer to achieving my dreams? Absolutely. What does this tell you? This is a society problem, and maybe I contributed to it, maybe I didn't, maybe I'm a perpetrator, maybe I'm a victim. So take this as an apology. I'm sorry if my last video came across as crude, or came across that I wasn't taking plastic surgery seriously. I think changing yourself is a very serious thing, and you need to really think about the things that you get done, okay? And if it makes you happy and you guys can feel what I feel about myself, well then do it. If you don't need that to like feel good about yourself, congratulations. Literally, like, I'm so happy for you. But if you're a girl or boy sitting in their room consuming content on a regular basis, wondering why it's not you or why they don't look like you, I'm just glad that I can tell you that it's because a lot of the things that you see aren't real. Behind a pretty plastic person, there was a girl that didn't have any cosmetic procedures done that was really unhappy. I just grew up watching these influencers and YouTubers that were so beautiful and gorgeous and their lifestyle seemed unattainable that I just wanted to have what they had, and for me it started with plastic surgery. So if someone looks at me and thinks that I'm beautiful and the things that I have are completely unattainable, I just want to tell you that a lot of the things that I have could be bought. It's not unattainable, and I did buy it. So don't compare yourself to me. I don't even look like myself. Can't speak on other influencers, but if it's for me, you can literally pay to look like me. I hope you guys liked this video. If you guys didn't like this video, leave a comment. I want to know why you don't like this video. Let's have a discussion in the comments. You can attack me all you want. I'm okay with it, and I'm telling you guys that I'm okay with it. I know who I am as a person. I know that I'm not perfect, and I've done a lot of things that maybe a lot of people don't agree with. You are entitled to your own opinion, and I won't hold it against you. Have a good day. I'll see you guys in the next one, and like I always say in my short form content, go find a rich husband, baby.